I have just been so grieved lately. The holiday season has just passed, and for some reason, my spirit has just been heavy within me. I have been, the grief really is the only way to describe how I've been feeling. Um, there are a lot of new people that are coming into this truth walk, okay? This truth walk is not Christianity, okay? What do I mean when I say that? When you're in Christianity, you can do whatever you want, you can sin however you want, and there's no repercussions. But when you're on this truth walk, your confessional box, your elder that you go to is Yahuah. It's Yahuah that you're accountable to and accountable for. And when you're in those other religions, you're really not accountable, right? And it just grieves my spirit, people saying Happy New Year and Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas and all these other things. And pretty soon Easter's going to be coming around the corner. And these same Israelite people are going to be talking about Happy Easter Day or whatever they say during Easter. We have to be very, very careful, because you have to understand that every last one of these holidays, there are pagan gods behind these holidays. And like I said, you have to take it seriously. You really do, because as I mentioned in my New Year's video, this is one of the reasons why the children of Israel were kicked out of the land of Israel. It's because before they went into the land of Israel, Moses had a talk with them, because remember, Moses was not allowed to go into the promised land because of some things that he did before, that he and Aaron did. And so Yah told him, you're not going to be able to go into the land. So you can stand up on the mountain, you can look down into it and everything, but you're not going to go into the land because you were disobedient to me, you see. So Moses had a pep talk with the children of Israel, and he told them, look, this is what you need to do. That's what you need to do. There were a lot of miraculous things that happened on their journey up out of Egyptian bondage on their way to the land of Canaan. And so they saw a lot of miracles of Yah happening, the children of Israel. And so Moses was reminding them, remember what happened at such and such a place and such when the ground opened up and swallowed all these people because they did this and they did that. And you know what he did to these people because they worship foreign gods, and he gave us this land and he had us kill all the people. See, Moses was reminding them and letting them know, look, Yah ain't no joke. This is exactly what Yah is going to do if you do not obey his laws, commandments, and statutes and adhere to everything that he says that you must adhere to when you get into the land, you see. And as a result of us not being in the land and no one even realizing that we, us black people, from the line of Shem, that is, actually have a connection to the land of Israel. It's because we completely dispossessed that land. That was part of our curses. You can take a look at that in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63, that it gave me great pleasure to prosper you, but now it's going to bring me even more pleasure to ruin you, to cause you to dispossess the land that you inherited, because you were put on trial before you went into that land, and you were told exactly what was expected of you in order to stay in that land. So this is why our people are not in that land anymore. And this is why we ended up going into slavery. Those of us from the tribe of Judah, which consisted of Benjamin and Levi and Judah. And then the rest of them, scattered down further into Africa, because we know that Israel is a part of Africa. It always has been, until the fake Jews in 1948 changed it into the Middle East. Okay, so where's the Middle West and the Middle South and the Middle North? Right? We just have a Middle East. No, it was a part of Africa. It always has been a part of Africa until 1948, when the fake Jews decided to make that their state, their place, their home. But they're really from Europe. They're from Khazaria. Okay, they're Khazarians. They're not the true chosen people. They're even from the line of Japheth. They're not even from the line of Shem. They're not even Shemitic or Semitic people. Okay, we are the real Shemitics and Semitic people. Okay, and so my point is, everything that Yah said that he was going to do to the children of Israel, if they were disobedient and they didn't obey his commandments and they kept worshiping false gods, that he was going to do to them. He was going to send them in slavery. Deuteronomy chapter 4. That's exactly what happened. He sent us into slavery, and he had people from another nation come and conquer us. Look at all the crazy things that are going on in Africa right now. They were colonized, and they were given Christianity and Islam, because those are the two people that enslaved them and colonized them, or should I say colonized them. And those of us that were enslaved, many of us were enslaved by those same people, by the Arabs and by the Europeans. We were given their gods and their religions. And he told us in his word that we were going to worship gods of wood and stone in these different places that we went. So I'm saying all this stuff because I know y'all know this. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because everything that Yahuah said that he was going to do if we were disobedient, he did it. And now that we have wakened up to who we are, our true identity, a lot of you are still doing this crazy stuff that our ancestors did to grieve Yahuah. This grieves his spirit. All of those different holidays have fake, false gods behind them. And do you know the God that is behind all these different religions? It's Satan the devil. So you are actually honoring Satan the devil when you honor these different holidays, these different pagan holidays. This truth walk is not Christianity. This truth walk is not Islam. There are consequences that come along with our actions and the things that we do to grieve Yahuah's spirit and to disobey his laws, his commandments, and statutes. They come with consequences. Yahuah said that 2/3 of us will not make it. And those of you that are in a teaching position, you are held at a much higher standard. You're going to be judged more meticulously. You're going to be looked at as if you were a small particle under a microscope when you mislead Yah's sheep. If Yah put you in that position, well, some people actually put themselves in that position to be a leader, but other people, Yahuah puts into that position. But if you were in that position where you are in leadership, you need to put down that Star of David. It's really the seal of Solomon, because David was a righteous man. Yes, we know that David, he did the things that he did. He had Uriah put to death by putting him in the front of the battle. He slept with Bathsheba. This is the reason why he had him put in front of the battle, because he coveted his wife. So David did a lot of wicked things, and he repented for it. But his son Solomon, by marrying all these foreign wives, he fell into all sorts of idolatry and satanic worship and everything, just to please and appease these women from foreign nations that he was with, you see. But David, he got himself together. He got his act together. And all of the different tribes were taken away from that family, but one was left for David, and that was the tribe of Judah, those of us that have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, okay? But I just want you all to understand that Yah is no joke. He is not one to play with. Some of you out there that are doing things to mislead Yah's flock, that are in a position, you have a following on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever outlet that you have a following on and everything. It's so important that you lead those people in spirit and in truth, because again, Yahuah is going to hold you to a much higher standard than he will just some regular person tuning into you. But it's important for you to actually point out to them how they are supposed to be walking with Yah, the correct way to walk with Yah, because it tells us in the scriptures that woe unto the shepherds who mislead my sheep, who scatter the flock. Woe unto them. So not only are the people that are following you going to be put to death, but so are you. And you're going to be accountable for all of their blood, for all of the people that you misled. That goes for those pastors in Christianity and all the other religions and everything. You're misleading Yah's people, and he takes this very seriously. You see, during Noah's day, during the time of the flood, if you read in the book of Jasher, it's very, very detailed. And it talks about how Yahuah gave them 120 years to change their ways. Now, today's time, that's like 2 lifetimes, 120 years, because most of us, we just don't live long nowadays, right? And those of us, skin folk, we're fortunate if we make it to 50. Right? Because the way they're killing us, the way they're killing. But Yah said that's what was going to happen. And that's a part of our disobedience. That's a part of being disobedient to Yah and not obeying his laws, commandments, and statutes. You see? But stop grieving Yahuwah's spirit. If you're not serious about this truth walk, then leave it alone. It's very exciting to wake up and learn that you are one of the true chosen people of the Creator. But there's more to this walk than just knowing that you are one of the true chosen people. There are a lot of things that go along with it. Yahuwah tells us in 2 Chronicles 7:14 that when you wake up in your lands of captivity and you realize who you are, then you need to first pray and seek him. You must humble yourself. You must turn from your wicked ways. Be humble. That means when you're told that you're doing something wrong, be humble about it. Don't be haughty and get all up in your feelings, because when people tell you that you're doing something wrong, then it's in love. People have come to me and questioned things that I've said and done. And I listen to the things that they're saying, and I see if it matches up with what the scriptures are saying. And if it does, then I repent. We have to be humble. Humility, that's a part of humility, not getting all up in your feelings and getting angry and upset when someone comes to correct you, because they're correcting you because they love you. That's if they come to you right. Now, if they come to you, this and that, and you're not this, and you're blah, 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 you know what I mean? They come to you belligerently, then no, that's not of Yah, okay? But when people come to you in the right way, hey, let me show you this. I'm not sure if you knew it or not and everything, but this is what the scriptures say, and this is how we're supposed to walk. Take it. Take that information that you need, because if you don't heed the warning, understand that Yah sees that you have been warned, but you chose to ignore it. And this is where Hosea 4:6 comes in, where he says that my people perish for a lack of knowledge. Why? Because they reject knowledge. And because you reject his knowledge, and in walking in the ways that he wants you to walk as his child, as his people, then he's going to reject you. And not only you, but he's also going to reject your children, any of your offspring that you have. Okay? So this is very, very serious. And my message is to stop taking it lightly. Stop taking this truth walk lightly and acting like Yah is a joke. He's not a joke. And unfortunately, some of you are going to actually realize that and see that too late. It's going to be too late for a lot of you, because again, as it tells us in the scriptures, that only a third of us are going to make it. He says that no one is really worthy of making it. No one. Because we're all imperfect. I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect. No one's perfect. I understand that. And that's the first thing that people say to me, which it really makes me cringe when people say that. Oh, well, nobody's perfect. But the scriptures tells us that if we really truly love Yah with our whole mind, body, heart, soul, and strength, that we are not going to disobey his commandments. It says that we are going to obey his commandments, and we're going to do things his way. This is serious, disobeying his laws, commandments, and statutes, and going out and committing fornication and adultery. And, everybody, it tells us in the scriptures that the days that when the Messiah is going to come, or when Yahuwah is going to gather us from the four corners of the earth, it's going to be just like the days of Noah, where people are eating and drinking and marrying and just doing all sorts of things that they want to do, not even taking note of the times that we are actually in. And they're just engaging in whatever pleasures, whatever things that make them happy, whatever things are pleasurable to them. And then that time comes and sweeps them all away, which is what happened in the times of Noah. They had 120 years to get it together, but they didn't. And then they want to break down the door of the ark, trying to get in, so that the water, they didn't drown in the water. But they had 120 years to get it together. We have this time to get it together, guys. We have this opportunity to get it together and to show Yah that we are worthy of the kingdom, that we are worthy of being gathered, right? Because many people are going to lose their lives. Some of us are not even going to make it into the wilderness. Some people think that, well, all of us are going to make it into the wilderness, all of us skin folk, because we are all the chosen people. No, not so, my friend, not so. Some of us are going to perish here in our lands of captivity, just like it says in the scriptures. Not everyone is going to be gathered and taken into the wilderness. So your hope is that On this side of things, if you don't make it, is to live a righteous life now and stop making excuses. Well, I ain't perfect. Was that what y'all gonna? I mean, when you come on Judgment Day before Yahuah's face, are you going to be able to use that as an excuse? That nobody's perfect. Oh, so nobody's perfect. So just do whatever you want to do. Really? Nah, yeah. Some of y'all out there really need to get it together. This really is serious. And if you don't really want to walk righteously, just go on about your own business. To the left. Just go, exit. Right? This truth walk is for people that are really serious about the Creator, not people that are saying, oh, well, yeah, so what, the Bible says that, but this is what the majority of people in the world are doing. Well, that's the whole problem, y'all. We're not supposed to be like the world. We are supposed to be completely separate than people in the world. The people in the world are not doing things that please the Creator. See, on this truth walk, you do things that are pleasing to Yah. You live a life that's pleasing to Yah, not pleasing to yourself. You have to throw away self and realize that all these years before you came into the knowledge and truth of Yah, that you lived for yourself. Now it's no longer time for you to live for yourself. It's time for you to live for Yah and to walk right, to walk righteously, to walk upright. And stop committing fornication and stop carrying this seal of Solomon around, this so-called Star of David, and to stop celebrating these pagan holidays. It's just stop, y'all. Cut it out. I want y'all to gather me. I want to be in the kingdom. So I'm going to need all y'all to get your act together. I'm not saying that no one has their act together. I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I'm not. But I'm going to need everybody, all you skin folk, to take this seriously and to realize that Yah is not playing with us, and everything, again, that he said that he was going to do to us if we don't obey in the land, he has already done it. This Bible is no joke. Yah is no joke. So get it together so he can gather us from the four corners of the earth and we can move on to the next level. Because as long as he doesn't gather us, then we're still going to be subject to these people that persecute us on a daily basis. You have to understand that. And so him gathering us, meaning that we are no longer going to be under this wicked rule, because these people worship Satan. Look at the things that they do. There's no peace on the earth. If they were really the Almighty's people, then there would be peace. But there is no peace. We're not going to get our peace until Yah gathers us. So it is important for all of us to live right, to live upright, obey his laws, commandments, and statutes, and throw away these pagan holidays and all of our other wicked ways that we have, the homosexuality, the adultery, the fornication, the sleeping with animals, the bestiality, everything, anything that we are doing, greed, overeating, right? Anything that we are doing, it's time to put it away and to walk upright for Yah so he can gather us from the four corners of the earth.